Alright, this is Nation's Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel. My name is Angelo, your uncle. I have been doing lots of digging lately, and I have something, as I promised you earlier on. I told you I'm going to bring you the secret file that has the reason why the Secretary to the Federal Government, George Akume, and the Chief of Staff of the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, are in a cold war. Now, without wasting much of your time, let me read from my source so you'll understand. There are lots of things happening in this country, and this source is so legit and so reliable that you can't even play down on its options. Now, listen. How Akume Gbajabiamila Cold War started. Things are not very rosy between the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, Senator George Akume, and the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila. I feel like dancing right now because this particular government has been ousted or has been denounced by lots of Nigerians and are still on course. Let me read further. Akume had, upon resumption of office and dissolution of boards, constituted a committee made up of former governors, Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi State, Mohammed Badaru of Jigawa State, to appoint members of board of agencies and parastatals head. Gbajabiamila was briefed by Akume about the moves. Gbajabiamila was not happy that he was not directly involved. Remember, there was an update that said Gbajabiamila has been collecting money in order to favor people with political and administrative appointments. Now listen. Gbajabiamila was briefed by Akume, but he was not happy that he wasn't part of the move directly. An informant in the presidency told me that Gbajabiamila immediately drafted a memo to constitute the board of agencies and parastatals, went to Bola Tinibu for approval. As soon as he got the approval of Tinibu, Gbajabiamila went to Akume and told him the president has already given him the approval to constitute the boards. Akume did not know what else to do. He then communicated to Bagudu and Badaru. The trio met Gbajabiamila to be part of this committee. Ever since they joined Gbajabiamila to constitute the board of agencies and parastatals, they have not been carried along. Informants say Gbajabiamila has been running the show alone, demanding and collecting money in millions from people and promising them heads of agencies or memberships of lucrative boards. Akume, Bagudu, and Badaru have now left Gbajabiamila to do his thing. Akume is not happy as he feels Gbajabiamila has taken a chunk of his job. Well, I can't say much on this. This is the current situation between George Akume, the SGF, Secretary to the Federal Government, and Femi Gbajabiamila. They are said not to be able to talk in the villa. They don't take the same path to the villa. They don't even attend or they don't talk to each other even if they find themselves in the same meeting. This is so sad because this is a government that is yet to be even 60 days or 70 days old, but there is enmity already between these people. This is to tell you categorically that this government is biased, and because it was brought on board illegitimately, there are lots of illegitimate activities and illicit dealings taking place even in the background as regards the government of Bola Ahmed Tinibu. That is that on that particular update. Alright, next on my list of updates is something that would blow your mind. This particular one I have on Adams Oshiomhole, Senator Adams Oshiomhole, former governor of Edo State. Now, because of the recent happenings that has been surrounding the government of Edo State, Governor Obaseki and his deputy, Honorable Philip Shuaibu, lots of gists or lots of statements have come out from the background. Some are saying that the deputy governor approached the court with a particular intention to get a written sort of court order in order not to be impeached, because he had rumors that he was going to be impeached. The governor has come out to refute those claims, and now there were rumors that the deputy governor, Philip Shuaibu, is planning to defect to the APC. Oshiomhole has a message for him. This particular one is directed straight to Honorable Philip Shuaibu. Oshiomhole said, the APC is not a rehabilitation center. Hence, Philip Shuaibu should not be seen around any APC gathering. They don't want him. Pack and go. Stay in your PDP and manage. We don't want members in APC. Let me let you watch that video so you will listen to what Oshiomhole told the present deputy governor of Edo State. This is funny. I think the deputy governor has to find somewhere and lay his head or hide, because this particular statement is going to make the whole country laugh at him. Stay tuned.
The supra party to which we all belong to is the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The political parties, even the rate of Kampi and the Kampi and the Kampi, shows that the only that is constant is Nigeria, not the political parties. To that extent, as someone who have had the rare privilege of being the chief steward at Osadebe Avenue, it's my wish that this government and even future government, regardless of the political platform, govern in peace and help to that we have peace and harmony. But what I read, if it is I was referring to, about somebody going to court to complain about, quote, suspicion about being impeached, I don't know how courts adjudicate over suspicion. Maybe I'm a very poor legal student. I don't know about that. But let me say this. To say that somebody wants to run to APC, APC is not a rehabilitation center. I can tell you that for free. We in APC, we are satisfied the way we are. We are happy in opposition. And we are not about to receive people who are coming because they have lost out. No IDP cap in APC. So my advice is those who are having challenges should learn to respect their bosses. And many of you will attest to this, and that is what gives me joy. I have always advised people, whoever you work with, be loyal. I was here, I was unable, whether I was right or wrong, it's a matter for individuals to judge. I was unable to support my deputy to succeed me, right? But my deputy never took me to court. And if there are people who profit only from crisis, they cannot have my support. And I also do understand, regardless of what anybody will say, I come from one of the clans from my local government. I'm not talking of Edo State now, from my local government. I come from only one of the clans. And even based on the principle of fairness, it would be nice if only my clan produced governors. But I know that Nigeria doesn't work that way. There are those sentiments that people feel at this level of development that things should go around. But I pray that God is able to help for us to all have peace. I don't wish it of anybody. God has been faithful to me. I didn't know how I could become a governor, and I didn't know how I could become a chairman. I also didn't know how I was removed as chairman. And now I don't know how God make me a senator. We hear some city governors fail to make the same election. With beavers that doesn't allow you to cheat and to post figures that you didn't earn. So I've learned to trust God, to take control. And we must pray according to the Bible. We must pray for our leaders. Regardless of what you think, we are joined by God to pray for our leaders. So in moments like this, all of you and all of us should pray for the governor of our state, so that he will govern us well for the benefit of all.
All right, the APC is not a rehabilitation center. Even those behind the former governor, now turned senator, Oshiomhole, were laughing. All right, so let me urge our viewers, like our videos, share them. Don't forget to drop a comment for us in the comment section. And please, if you're watching me for the first time, subscribe to this channel, then tap the notification bell so that you will be among the first people to get these updates anytime we drop a new video. Finally, I would analyze on the past video because it is self-explanatory. You don't have to be defecting from party to party because you are looking for soft landing or you're waiting for a sort of succor. Please, all politicians should maintain their parties because it is by defecting from party to party that makes you look like you have an unstable objective. Though there may be good reasons that you can defect to a party, yes, but in this case of Honorable Philip Shuaibu, I don't think that is a very, very good reason. Hence, the reason why Oshiomhole has given him that reply. Finally, on the issue of the planned invasion by ECOWAS on Niger Republic, Ambassador Ibrahim, former Nigerian ambassador to Indonesia, has called out the president. He said if they are going to frown, if ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States, are going to frown at the fact that there are coup d'etats along all of or most of the West African countries or a particular place, then they should also frown at the fact that there is a very mass level of election rigging in these countries, especially starting with Nigeria. He called out the president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinibu, because of the illegitimate way the president was brought on board. People are beginning to call out the president. This is enough. Enough is enough. Watch this video so that you will know what this particular former ambassador was saying about Bola Ahmed Tinibu.
But the basic issue is one has to be extremely careful with these sit-tight leaders. Because obviously the coup is not only the idea of military taking over government. A coup is actually where people extend their limit beyond what constitutionally is being provided for. That one is also a coup. When you rig yourself into an election, it's also a coup. So basically the problem with these leaders is I am right, everybody else is wrong. Because one has to look seriously into the kind of thing that this guy is here. And my fears are that we shouldn't allow these people to take us into another proxy war. Proxy war in the sense is that in Niger, the Wagner, the missionary groups of Russia are already there. And these people who are from the east is because Niger, Mali and others are saying they are tired with the domination of French in the running affairs of their own country. So they want to be really independent. They have been telling us that you are more independent than us because our own independence is only a name. Our currency is being printed somewhere, and then the central bank of another country is the one that takes care of our own money. You go back, you take loan from your own money, and you pay interest. There are so many things that are going on wrong. And I can't see people like Ouattara have the moral right to start telling people that this issue is not Nigeria and Niger. As far back as the 18th century when the Sultanate was established, there has been a very good cordial relationship between the two countries. And a number of Nigerian leaders happens to belong to the two countries. Nigeria recognized in dual citizenship. There are a number of Nigerian leaders that are partly here and partly there. So I can't see anybody who is telling us that if there is going to be a war, even if we are not around neighbors, with Niger, one will say it is not a war between us. It is actually a war between us because there are a number of Nigerians that are going to be affected as a result of that war. So I can see a contradiction in the release itself because I believe the leadership who happens to be our own leader seems to be focusing more on diplomacy based on the missionaries that he has sent around. The former president was there together with the Sultan of Sokoto. Nobody seemed to know what has actually happened. And you see, you cannot really negotiate with the threat. The first thing that's made it very difficult for people to start thinking about this negotiation was the fact that you took a decision, cut off light, close the borders and what have you. You have a negotiation, you cannot negotiate with somebody on the basis of a threat. You should first negotiate. It is only when the negotiation fails that you think about what happened again. So I believe basically there is a lot of contradiction in the release itself. Two, I'm sure we should not allow this country to go into a proxy war between the West and Russia, because at the end of the day, if you look at what is happening in Ukraine, if you look at what is happening in Sudan, and in quite a lot of places you see around Libya that has virtually finished, you can see basically is this idea of pushing people to do certain biddings. And they use some of these sit-tight leaders to sell their own ideas around. And if you look at the background of Ouattara and what you see, virtually you find out that even when he was talking, you can know exactly he was not trying to report to people that this is what has happened. It was the decision or the ideas of a Ivorian government that has been sold to the Economic Community of West Africa.
We've told Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinibu, the president, number of times. People have cried. Those in Nigeria have cried. We in diaspora are still crying. See, you don't need to do anything, all right? You don't need to make an invasion on Niger Republic. Diplomatic ways are there for you to explore for peace and democracy to be returned to Niger Republic. And let us keep our fingers crossed about the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal. I have a plan, or I have a secret plan has been exposed about Bola Tinibu and why he is declaring war on Niger Republic. I will bring you that secret in my next update. So keep a date with Nation's Voice Tower so that you would listen to why Bola Tinibu really wants war on Niger Republic. The reason is very, very selfish. You will be shocked that our president, just barely over 40 days in office, is doing this. See you next time in my next video. From our table, we're drawing the curtain.